Hello and welcome back to the Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Dr. Nirdosh Jagota. In our last two episodes, we saw how Alphabet's DeepMind and isomorphic labs are attacking drug discovery with immense computational power, focusing on solving fundamental problems like protein structure and binding affinity. But what if you could use AI not just for one piece of the puzzle, but for the entire journey? From the very first spark of an idea to designing the final clinical trial. Today, we explore the pioneers of this ambitious vision, the end-to-end AI pipeline. And no company embodies this approach more fully than Insilico Medicine. Founded in 2014 by Dr. Alex Javaronkov, Insilico Medicine was built on a different philosophy. While many were using AI to augment existing processes, Insilico's goal was to build a single, continuous AI-driven assembly line for creating new medicines. Their mission is to not just accelerate drug discovery, but to reinvent it. To do this, they built Pharma.AI, a platform composed of three distinct but interconnected AI engines, each mirroring a critical stage of traditional drug development. First, there is PandaOmics. This is the target discovery engine. It sifts through mountains of biological data, genomics, proteomics, clinical data, to find the specific biological target, the protein or gene that is the root cause of a disease. It answers the question, what should we be aiming for? Second, there is Chemistry 42. Once a target is identified, this generative AI engine gets to work. It's a digital chemist that designs entirely new molecules from scratch, optimized to hit the chosen target with high potency and minimal side effects. It answers the question, how do we hit it? And third, there is InClinico. This engine looks ahead to the most challenging part of the journey, human clinical trials. It uses AI to predict the likelihood of a trial's success and helps design the trial protocol to maximize its chances. It answers the question, will it work in people? Together, these three engines form a closed loop, an end-to-end pipeline that aims to take the guesswork out of drug discovery. For years, this was a bold but largely theoretical promise. Then came INS 018-055. This is the story of the first drug to emerge from this end-to-end AI pipeline and enter human clinical trials. The target was idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, or IPF, a devastating lung disease with very few treatment options. Using PandaOmics, Insilico's team identified a novel biological target that had never before been linked to IPF. Then, they unleashed Chemistry 42 to design a molecule to inhibit it. The result was INS 018-055, later given the generic name rentosertib. The speed and cost were simply staggering. From identifying the novel target to nominating a preclinical drug candidate took just 18 months, at a cost of around $2.6 million. To put that in perspective, traditional preclinical development alone can take 3 to 6 years and cost, on average, over $1 billion when capitalized. This was an order of magnitude leap in efficiency. But the real test was yet to come. In February of 2022, Insilico announced that rentosertib had entered a phase 1 clinical trial. This was a landmark moment. One of the very first drugs with both an AI-discovered target and an AI-generated molecular structure to be tested in humans. Then, in June of 2025, the world saw the results. The data from the phase 2A trial, published in the prestigious journal Nature Medicine, showed that patients with IPF who received the drug had a significant improvement in lung function compared to those on a placebo. It was the first peer-reviewed Phase 2A clinical validation for a drug discovered and designed entirely by generative AI. Now, the results were not perfect. There were some safety concerns, particularly related to liver function, that will need to be carefully managed in future studies. But the efficacy signal was clear. The AI had not just created a molecule, it had created a molecule that worked. This is a profound proof of concept. It demonstrates that an end-to-end AI platform can do what many thought was impossible: discover a new disease mechanism, design a new drug for it, and move it successfully through mid-stage human trials at a speed and cost that is a fraction of the traditional model. Insilico isn't stopping there. They have since nominated over 20 other AI-discovered drug candidates, with 10 reaching the clinical stage, and have even built a fully automated robotics lab called LifeStar to physically synthesize and test the molecules their AI designs. Insilico Medicine has shown what is possible when you build a company around an AI-native end-to-end pipeline. But they are not the only ones with this ambition. Other major players like Recursion and Exscientia are taking different but equally bold approaches to industrializing drug discovery. Join me next time on The Quantum Leap as we explore the strategy of Recursion, a company using robotics and machine learning to create a massive proprietary biological dataset to map and navigate disease biology at an unprecedented scale. Thank you for listening.